Hello, I'm a bit windswept. It's so windy today. My dad's just been here. If you saw last week's video, then you'll know the state that the salt room was in. If you didn't watch last week's video, basically the salt room flooded and I don't know why. Well, I didn't know why in the last video. I do know why now. And he made me go up a ladder and go up the top there, which I am very scared of. But he made me go up and then I couldn't get on the ladder to come back down. Basically, there's water coming in through the window at the top. So I've got two windows at the top, which we've blacked out. See those two windows? So the one furthest over, there's water coming in that. It's then pouring down the wall, pouring over the roof. Luckily, we have soundproofed the roof. So that's stopping some of the water. If we hadn't have done that, it would literally be pouring through the ceiling. So I'm glad, if it had to happen, I'm glad it's happened on the soundproofing. But at the same time, it is going down. There's a gap in the soundproofing. It's going underneath, down through the wall, through this wall, and coming out the bottom. It's coming along underneath this bit of salt. This is like a little tunnel, and then coming down this little valley bit here, which is where the rug usually is, what state the rug is in. So it is dripped all over the floor. I've hung it out just to dry, and now my floors are disgusting with salt. I'm gonna spend the day now cleaning this up and then trying to get someone to fix the leak. So the salt room's still closed. I was dreading coming in this morning. I laid in bed for about an hour and I could hear the rain outside, and I thought, no, I don't want to see what it looks like. But I came in and it was fine, everything was dry. So I think the rain has to be at a certain angle. It has to literally be going into the studio, running down the front of the studio. This is all dry today as well, whereas the other day there was water coming under the door. It's really rare that it does that because this is a bit of a wind tunnel out of here. The wind comes along. It's really, sometimes I can't even open my car door properly. I've got really heavy car doors because it's only got two doors. It's really heavy and I struggle to like get my door open against the wind. The wind's usually coming that way, so that's why I've never had this problem before. So there's a chance that it will never happen again because the wind usually blows the other way. What I actually think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the shop first and get some food because I've got no food here. I'm gonna get something small for breakfast because it is quite late now. I can hear the rain, I can hear the rain. Get something nice for lunch, get some snacks. Can you hear that? Hopefully that will help me get through the day if I've got food and snacks ready. People usually have to wear these in the salt room to protect the salt from their shoes. But today I'm going to wear them to protect my shoes from the salt. Everywhere is salty. Everywhere. So I think I'm going to take all the chairs out, get rid of all the salt that's down there, all the wet salt. Give the floors a good clean, and then just sort of go from there. I don't even know. Do you reckon this is good for your skin? It's like gone like a clay mask, face mask. The salt is just like sludge. I reckon I could put that in a bottle and sell it. Look at it. It actually looks like poo. But I reckon that's really good for your skin. Could be onto something here. I don't know why it's gone like sludge though, because it is just salt and water, because there's so much salt. Maybe that's all the minerals in the salt. It does look like poo actually. I think it's too risky to put it on my face, and plus the rest of it is now in wipes. So I think I'm gonna leave it as it is currently. I might do an offer, just do it a bit cheaper, because there's no point me filling this up with salt again just for it to happen again. And as you can see, the wall is all damp, so that wall is literally filled with water. Not ideal. So I'm going to put the heaters on in here and the dehumidifier. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I don't know what I'm doing. Whether this was the right thing to do or not, I don't know. I mopped it with boiling water and washing up liquid just to try and get rid of the salt. I know it made it really slippery. I knew that was going to happen. Then I squeegeed it, mopped it with just water. Then I squeegeed it again. My back is killing me. Mopped it again with a new mop head and floor cleaner. Then I squeegeed it and then I mopped it with a dry mop. Wait for it to dry a bit. It is drying really quickly. I can literally see it drying before my eyes. See if it's slippery or if it's salty. If this ever happens to me again, please, someone remind me to not dry the rug the furthest away from the door I can get it. That didn't make sense. I should have put it in the main studio and then I could have literally opened the roller door, squeegeed it out. But I didn't. I put it so far away from the door that I had to squeegee it all the way down the corridor, got the corridor all covered in salt, and then had to clean it. Every time I go on Instagram, it's all other businesses like, sorry, this is broken, sorry, I need to close to fix this, sorry, we've had a flood, sorry, this has happened. It's so weird. It's like every business is going through something. I've spent a lot of time alone with my thoughts today while I've been mopping and clearing up. Haven't had any music on, nothing. The wind is very loud, but other than that, it's been silent in here. And I ended last week's video talking about how I'd lost my creativity and motivation, but how I felt like it was slowly coming back. And I feel like it's really come back today. These thoughts are popping into my head about things that I always wanted to do here and things that maybe I'd forgotten that I wanted to do or I just haven't thought about again, and they're all just popping up in my head again today. Different events that I want to do, new ideas are popping into my head. It's actually a bit crowded in here today. But I've also had this really strong feeling about tarot readings today. It's really weird. So I used to do tarot readings a few years ago. I loved doing them, but then when I put in an offer for here, I stopped them because it just got a bit too intense and I felt like I couldn't focus enough on the tarot. I was hiring a room at the Natural Fitness Centre and then they changed how they were hiring rooms and it all got a bit too much. I stopped doing it. And I always said I wouldn't do it here because I didn't think I could concentrate enough or focus enough on the actual reading because I would be here and there'd be other things going on and I just didn't think I could do it. And then today I've had such a strong pull to offer them again. And in my head it's like, you can do it now. Like, you're fine now, you can do it again. I've deleted everything, so I've got no reviews, I've got no feedback. Most people that come here don't even know that I do that. I might offer video readings, so then if I need to do them at 9 o'clock at night, I can. I think if I book in appointments, I think that's when it gets a bit restrictive and a bit stressful. Lovely start to the week. Obviously I had to sort out the salt room, but things like that just don't really bother me. You just have to get on with it, don't you? I can't change it. So that was fine. I was left alone with my thoughts all day. No one interrupted my thoughts. So it was nice to just be by myself, think about things. So many people were saying they want tarot readings on the Instagram story. So many people have voted for yes. And then I think 20-something% have voted for that they're interested, but they don't really know anything about it. So can you explain it first? So I've got some planning to do tomorrow because I need to put them online, work out the time frame of how long I need to record them and see how that goes. I feel like it's going to be a good week. I can feel it. I have just checked on the salt room, looking good, all dried out, looks lovely. So I need to sort that out later, put it back together, ready to reopen tomorrow. I have done an offer where the sessions are just £15 a session. No one has taken me up on that offer at the moment. I find really strange because that is such a bargain. I'm going to do a little video about it later because I'm worried that people aren't doing it because they think it's worse than it is. Post I said, doesn't look as good as normal, so I'm doing £15 a session for the rest of September. I thought they would snap that up, but yeah, they haven't. Do a video and say, it's still fine. You're still getting the same thing. The wall just doesn't look very nice. And the weather is beautiful today. It's nice and sunny. I've still got a hoodie on, it's not that warm, but it's sunny. So I'm gonna do some work at my mum's because I'm gonna go and sit in her office. One, because she's not in there because she's doing something else. So I actually have the office to myself. And two, because it's got a window. And I feel like I need a window today because it is so nice out there. Blue skies. Still her office for a little while. Got Pilates and rebounds tonight. And Get Low. I always forget Get Low's on a Tuesday now. I always have a panic about 4 o'clock and remember that I teach Get Low at 5:30 on a Tuesday. Because it used to be, another instructor used to do it on a Wednesday, and now I teach it on a Tuesday, and it just throws me off every week. It's been months, I've been doing it for months. Get Low at 5:30, Pop Pilates at 6:30, rebounds at 7:30. My hardest night of the week, also great though. Like when I get to the end, I'm like, yes, I did it. I have to remember to drink water today because I do always feel sick in between Pop Pilates and rebounds if I haven't drunk enough water. That's about it. That is my Wednesday. Nope, Tuesday. Always think Tuesday's Wednesdays because I Get Low. This is really specific. I bought these brownies from Morrison's. I mean, look at that, that's a good brownie. I saw a picture online that they did Rolo brownies and I was like, I need one of those Rolo brownies. And I went in there and they didn't have them, but they had these ones and I'd already had in my head that I was gonna buy a brownie, so I really wanted a brownie. So I bought these brownies. So specific, but hopefully someone else understands this, right? Back in the day, when I was probably about 6 or 7, early 2000s. The only place you could get Millie's cookies near here was Brighton. We eventually got a Millie's cookies, so I was fine, even though it's now gone and you still can't get them. But anyway, so whenever me and my mum went to Brighton shopping, or my mum went shopping without me, she would always buy me a brownie from Millie's Cookies. It was just a single brownie. It came in like a little plastic, like this, but a single one. It had a Millie's Cookies sticker on it. I loved these brownies so much. This tastes exactly the same as it. I bit into the first one, obviously not today. I haven't eaten all these this morning. And I was like, oh my God, it tastes like Millie's Cookies brownies. It took me back. I was wearing a denim skirt, suede brown boots, pink polo neck jumper, claw clip in my hair, those little butterfly clips. I was back. I was back in 2002 eating a brownie. This is all I've had time to do today, just up to there. How cool is that gonna look with the disco lights? It's still light outside, so it doesn't look as good. They are all falling off. And it's making me laugh every time. I've had to put a chair underneath. So the chair's like catching them fall off. But they're like going in order, so I feel like they're all gonna just go. Do you know what this is? My trampoline leg. I was just creating a new track and I did it on the floor. So my trampoline's got different feet, trampolines that everyone else uses, and it slides along the floor, so I have to do it on top of my mat over there. I was practicing not on that, and it slid across the floor. I carried on anyway, because I could do it with it sliding. I got off, and the leg was like this, diagonal. So I went to pull it back, and it just came off. When the mini studio is not being used, it is literally like a trampoline graveyard in here. Another day done. I used a different trampoline, the Class trampolines, the orange one, and I am really surprised it was actually easier. The Class was easier on one of those trampolines. All this time I've been making my life harder by using my trampoline. I haven't actually been here all day. I bought this, so this wall is obviously very boring. So I'm gonna buy neon lights and just put a few neon lights on this wall just to brighten the studio up a bit, because when it gets dark now, it is so dark in here. So I don't really know what to do, because once I put that on the wall, like, it's just got wire hanging down. And I've got batteries because there's no plug sockets on this wall. So I've got batteries, but there's just a wire hanging down. Do we think that looks stupid? Don't really know what else to do. It like over, but then I could put it all the way around, but then the box is still going to be up here. Is it better that the box is there? Does that look any better? Not sure. I am about to do my class, my burn class, my dumbbell class. Nikki has got pound and 90 step. Burn and pound are quiet tonight, but steps busy, very busy. Always a bit weird. The week of DJ night is always a bit funny. Like, people don't go to their usual classes. Regulars don't go to what they usually go to. And I don't know whether it's because they're out of routine because they're coming to DJ night, or because DJ night is nearly double the price. It's £12. Well, less than double, but nearly double. Whether they think, oh, because I'm spending more, I'll just go to that one. I don't know what it is. And we've had some new people this week as well, which is nice. We didn't have any new people last week, I don't think. So today, the person that was running the Anxious Girls Club, she's had to leave and she's not going to do that anymore. So I'm got to sort that out as well. So I've got to try and find someone to take over. And I feel like I'm having to do it really quickly, which I feel really bad about. Like, she only left today and I've already posted about it. But I did speak to her about it. I said, sorry, I'm literally posting it right now, but we were meant to announce the next lot of events. We do our events in chunks. We announce like a few months, and then once we get to the end of that, then we'll announce the next few months. Also, it's World Mental Health Day next month, so I felt like I was in a bit of a panic. So I feel really bad that I like advertised it straight away, but a few people have messaged me about that, so that's good. Such a lovely job to have, to like run these events and like do different things to help people. And there was a while where I didn't do anything with it. When we first opened, I had all these ideas and it was just a struggle to do that on top of everything else. And I just decided that that was the thing that was sort of gonna be pushed back and just ignored for a few months while I got everything else up and running. Now everything's up and running, I really wanted to start up again. That's why I employed someone to come in and do it. I will keep you updated with that. When I woke up this morning, I felt like I had a cold. And I was like, oh no, not on DJ night. But now I feel fine, so I don't know what that was about. Once I had to cancel a DJ night literally an hour before because I came over like all hot. I had a really high temperature and I was like shivering and sweating. It was so traumatic. I'm fine now, so I don't know what that was about. I need to get the studio ready quickly, sort all this out, get rid of all of this. Everything goes for a DJ night. And then I need to sort out in here because someone's hiring this before DJ night. Got my tarot cards everywhere, broken trampolines everywhere. Do Lidl and get cupcakes. I always do cupcakes for DJ night and I just don't know why. I don't know why we started it, but now it's a thing. I'm also very confused by the floor. So can you see the floor? They are all the footprints from classes last night. So can you see all those? I mean, it does need hoovering, but they're still wet. Can you see that? I'm actually just so tired, I just want to cry. Do you ever get like that? Where you're just tired, you just want to have a little cry. So I need to move all this out so the DJ can go there, but we've got someone hiring the PT studio. So I can't move it out until she's done. So I've literally, I'm gonna have to move it all into the middle of the room so he can set up, because he's gonna get here before she's done. And then I'm gonna have to like chuck it in there and hope no one arrives before I can get it in. Little things like this are what annoy me. Like, why didn't I think of that when I booked her in to hire the room? I get annoyed at myself when I like don't think of things at the time and I just say yes to stuff, and then afterwards I'm like, why have I done that? Like, I get annoyed at stuff like that. We also have like 5 spaces left for tonight, which never happens. It's always like waitlisted. It's that as well, like, I'm like, why is no one coming? So, don't know. I need to go over all the tracks for tonight. It's actually easier to get ready for a DJ night than it is any other class because I don't know what the songs are gonna be. So I know what the first song of each track is going to be, but I don't know what Nick's going to mix in. So I don't have to know the whole track and know if the music changes, if there's like a longer verse or like a chorus goes through twice. Like I don't need to know any of that for this class because I literally will not know. They are harder to teach, but easier to get ready for. So these are the tracks for tonight. So some of these we have done before. Like this one, I know what he's going to mix into that one. Lose Control, we do that a lot. Oh, I didn't mean to play that. So I do sort of have an idea of what he's going to mix in. Same beats per minute, what he mixes in. So as long as I keep in time with the music, that sort of works out. Because I have to really listen to him and I have to almost know what he's going to do next. But if I feel like it's about to drop or if it's about to go into the chorus, I try and hold on so I change the move on that. But sometimes I misjudge it. I mean, it is quite rare because you do sort of know when it's going to happen. But sometimes I do misjudge it, and sometimes we'll just be carrying on the same move and I'll be like, oh, I should have changed it. But no one really cares. Everyone's just still having fun anyway. The first DJ night we ever did, this was years ago. We've been doing them for years now. We didn't limit it. So now we have learnt from our mistakes. Now each track is 3 minutes long. So I just sort of did an average. So each track's 3 minutes, roughly. I don't know if he gets it dead on, but it's roughly 3 minutes. Whereas when we did the first DJ night, I said, oh, just like about the length of a normal song. There were some tracks that felt like, and it wasn't his fault, obviously, but there were some tracks that felt like they were going on forever and we could barely do another squat. And all of our legs were shaking and we were aching, and in some of the tracks I had to turn around and go, can you stop? And like the cardio ones, like, were going on and on and on. And he was doing the tracks like between 4 and 5 minutes long, which was just a lot. And because it was the first DJ night, we were all really going for it as well. So it was just a bit of a shock to do it, the tracks that long. It flows a bit better and we know we're going to fit all the tracks in and we know we're not going to peak too soon. So what I really like with the Jungle Body, and I try and do this when I choreograph my own classes as well, if it's a short song, like some songs are just 2 minutes long, if they're short, then you can make the moves a lot harder because you're only doing it like twice through. I'm trying to think of an example. There's a Jungle Body track that's only about 2 minutes long, but it's like really, it's cardio the whole way through. And we like go down to the floor and do runs on the floor, and then you come up and you're doing tuck jumps and like star jumps, and it's really intense, but it's only, you only do it twice through and then you're done, so it's all right. Whereas if that was 4 minutes long, you just couldn't do it in the middle of a class. Like the class is meant to be up and down, so it's just too long to sort of do it. I have to be careful with that when we do a DJ night, because some tracks are shorter because they're harder. When he makes them 3 minutes long, they're actually longer than normal. But the same goes for like the cardio tracks and the more dancey ones. They're usually about 4 minutes long on a normal class. And in this one, they're shorter. So it sort of does work out, but I think I can do 4 minutes of tuck jumps. No way. Also, I've cleaned the floors again, but it hasn't really helped. So is it weird that I'm hoping that it rains, so then when people come in, their feet will be wet and they'll just assume that's why the floor looks like this? Sorry, that was my finger. I actually think I could get away with putting the weights in the mini studio while they're hiring, because they're doing PT anyway, and I can just put them in the corner, because these are the hardest things to move. So if I could do that now, oh, it also scratches the floors. So for all my classes, I have all the tracks written out on my iPad so I can see them if I need to. So this is all my Jungle Body tracks. There is so many. There are loads. And this is the second page as well, because the first page crashed, so I had to do another page. I have them all here if I need them, and I put them in order for each class. So last week's class, this was the tracks that we did. So I had them all there if I needed them. For a DJ night, I do it a bit differently. So for DJ night, I screenshot the picture. So then I just have my iPad up like that. So just in case I get thrown off by the music, when the music changes and I forget the moves. I've never done that, but I like to be safe anyway. So it's there in front of me so I can quickly look at it just to make sure I'm still doing the right moves for the right track. That was so good. DJ nights are just the best. They're so much fun. I have got changed already because I've got to go to the shop now just to kill the vibe. I need to go and get something for dinner. I had the best time. It's so much fun. They go so quickly. But someone said at the end of class that we should do a 2-hour long one. So I was like, maybe we could do it for like charity in January. And then someone else was like, fancy dress. God, I don't think I can do a DJ class in fancy dress. Don't even know if I can do a 2-hour one. But we might do 2-hour charity one in January. I've booked another one in for November. We never do this many, but I've definitely doubled them since we came to the studio. When I used to hire community centres, it was a bit like, can I do this many? So we used to just do like 3 a year, but now, anyway, we're doing another one in November. Sorry I didn't speak to you yesterday. I went to my mum's work in the morning and ended up staying there all day. I had to go to the post office to post a parcel, and because I'd left it so late, I went to Asda because it said online that Asda post office was open till 6. So when I got there at 5:30, literally 32 minutes past 5, I walked up to it and it was closed. So I drove all the way from Polegate to Asda and it was closed. And it was at 5 o'clock that I drove there, so it took me like 20 minutes. So I decided to treat myself and I went to the new Costa, iced whipped white chocolate latte, the best. And I went to the new Aldi, which was lovely. I don't really like Aldis and Lidls because they stress me out. I get very overstimulated, people annoy me. I don't know what happens to people when they walk in Lidl or Aldi where they forget how to use a supermarket. Lidl is obviously the closest to here, so I do go to this Lidl, but I try and avoid it as much as possible. But I went to Aldi. They had lovely wide aisles. You could really spread out in there. It was so nice. There's nothing left in the bakery, but the bakery section is massive. I think it's a bit bigger than the Lidl one. So I might have to go there in a morning to get bakery stuff, because that is the best part. I have got rebounds in a minute, and then pot pilates, and then I've got a salt session. People are finally taking advantage of the £15 salt sessions. I need to still do a video though. We started that class early, so finished early. So I'm gonna half set up the salt room in between my classes because I've got an extra 5 minutes. What is so funny about now using this trampoline is how different it is. So though that trampoline is better. They're better trampolines, better quality, better for classes than the one I had. But I just kept it because I didn't want to waste money, and the actual thing was bigger and you could see my legs because the bar was wider. Now that I'm using that one, there's so many things different about it. I thought we do 2 tracks at the end down on the trampoline. So we do a glute track where we've got our hands under our shoulders and we like do kicks and stuff. And I thought it would be more comfortable on that trampoline because the lining around the edge is padded, whereas on my one, it's not padded. So I did it on my one and thought it's fine for 1 track. I probably won't do more than 1 track. It's fine for 1 track, and theirs is padded, so it'll be better. I found out this last week that it hurts everyone's hands on that trampoline. No one's ever told me. Even though it's padded, it hurts more. So when I've been doing it, my hands have been killing. And I'm like, I can't believe I've been doing this for nearly a year and no one said anything. But I'm guessing they just thought I knew because I was also doing it, but it didn't hurt on my trampoline, but it hurts on this trampoline. But that one's padded and mine isn't padded, so why? Also, it's a lot higher up, so because I have to jump up and down to turn the music on and off, it's killing my glutes because I'm like stepping up and down all the time. It's smaller, so there's certain moves I do that are harder to do on there, but overall it's easier. Cardio's easier, abs are easier because you're higher up, so you haven't got so much pressure. So mixed reviews, but I'm still really struggling to get used to it because it feels really different and it's smaller, so I have to keep going like that all through class to make sure I'm not going to fall off. I've just filmed some tarot readings and Nikki's done her classes this morning. I got really confused with my days this week and I thought I was busy this afternoon, but I'm actually not. So I'm gonna take full advantage of that and I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna actually cook my dinners for the week. So I used to be really good at this. I used to cook on a Sunday or a Monday morning all my dinners for the week. So I knew that I was getting fruit, vegetables, well maybe not fruit. Sometimes I put mango in curries. Chickpeas in something or kidney beans, rice. Like I was cooked like really nice balanced meals. So I knew I got everything every week. And maybe the last month, I haven't been doing that. And I've just been going to the shop on the way home from class, which has not been good. And I can really feel it. When I teach a class, I know if I've been eating well or not. So today is the solar eclipse. So I try not to read into stuff too much because as much as I do believe like the moon and the stars and the planets and stuff, they do control our mood, you can see it. Especially places like ancient Egypt. There's so much to tell us that people always followed the cycles of the moon and like there's just no way it's not true. That I don't believe there's any possibility that it's not true. Especially the moon, I really do believe that everything going on in the sky really affects us as people. And I think maybe we are losing it a little bit because we don't follow the cycles of the moon and our months don't match the moon, and which I think they should. And so I do think we are losing it a bit and we've lost touch with it a bit. When I see things pop up on Instagram going, if you're a Gemini, this new moon is gonna make you manifest £1 billion. I just made that up. I try not to read too much into them because I think your life's going to play out how it's going to play out. Like, as much as I do think things help it and control it, and I remember speaking to someone because I was going to sign the contract for here during the Mercury retrograde, and it always says don't sign important contracts during a Mercury retrograde, and I was like, I don't know what to do because like, do I believe that? Or also I like believe in the timing of your life and everything happens for a reason. Like I was meant to get the contract on that day and I was meant to get the keys on that day. So is it just a coincidence that it's in Mercury retrograde? Should I not? But anyway, I ended up not signing it in Mercury retrograde. It actually was delayed a week and I didn't end up doing it in the retrograde. Whether that happened for a reason as well, I don't know. Anyway, so I try not to overthink it, but I do stay like aware of it. I kept seeing videos like it's eclipse season and this is gonna really affect Geminis. There was a few other, I'm a Gemini by the way, in case that wasn't obvious by me just saying Gemini loads of times. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like I don't really change anything about my life when I see videos like that. I find it interesting, but I just carry on. But it was like this 2-week eclipse. So the eclipse starts on the 7th of September and it finishes today on the 21st of September. And it's going to be a crazy 2 weeks, especially if you're a Gemini and a couple of other star signs. And I thought, oh, okay, whatever. I have had the eclipse season smacked me in the face. And people keep asking me if I'm okay. I am okay, I'm fine. People keep saying, I've just watched your vlogs, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm actually fine. But it has been a very intense couple of weeks. And obviously I do say this all the time, but I always just want to make it clear. There's obviously stuff that I don't film on here and I don't show you. So I feel like I have been smacked in the face the last 2 weeks. And a lot of other people I've spoken to have felt the same. And I really notice an energy shift here. I have spoken about it on my stories before, where I really noticed everyone's mental health just went a bit downhill. And I was like, I ended up putting up a story because it was stressing me out so much that I could see it and I didn't know what to do. And I was like, if there's anything I could do to help anyone, let me know. Because I could just really, really see people's mental health dip, like collectively as a whole group. Everyone was struggling and I couldn't believe it. I can't even remember when it was. But anyway, these last 2 weeks, I've had people come to classes crying. I've had people leave classes, like ask if they're booked onto more than one, they leave halfway through. Like, it has been intense and I felt everyone's energy has been really intense. And yeah, I feel like I've been like just chucked around. You know, I love visualizing stuff, by the way, in case you haven't noticed that. You know that those rides where it's a circle and it spins and you haven't got a seatbelt on, you actually just like get stuck to the wall. And you know, you see the videos of when people fall over and they can't get back up and their like trousers are falling down and they're like hitting their heads. I feel like I'm on that ride the last 2 weeks. And eclipse season ends today and it's meant to be like the biggest breakthrough ever. If you're a Gemini Virgo, I know it's a Virgo because my mum's a Virgo, so it's not been a good mix for me and my mum. Gemini Virgo, and I can't remember there was one more, I can't remember what other star sign it was, but that's who the eclipse was going to affect the most. And then the solar eclipse today is meant to be like the best day of our lives. And there was something, maybe it was in the back of my head anyway, but when I drove into the estate this morning, the business park, I was like, I had this like weird thing where I was like, my happy place, my favourite place to be, my studio. I was like skipping, having the best time. I was like, I just love being here. I'm so grateful. I have not felt like that the last 2 weeks. Let me tell you, every time I walk in here, there's either water coming through the ceiling or someone's emailed me to tell me they hate me or something. The last 2 weeks have been horrible. But this morning I was like, I love it here. It's so beautiful. I love my life. So I think that's what's happened. I think it's the solar eclipse. My life's about to get better. Let me tell you. Life's about to get good. I made it through. I did it. I can't remember who. Someone at class asked me if I was okay because they'd watched the last 2 weeks' vlogs and they were like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, like things like this just don't faze me. Like challenges don't faze me because I really believe that this whole thing is just a game. Like it's just a game. The more challenges you get, the more you level up. Like it's just a game. Don't really take it that seriously. I take it seriously. I'm serious about stuff, but also I don't take it on. I don't know how to explain it. But every challenge I go through, I'm like, yeah, but if I get through this, that means my life's going to get a little bit better or I'm going to get rewarded with something. So I honestly don't mind. That's not an invitation for more challenges, by the way. If there's the universe or Jesus or whoever, that's not an invitation. But I honestly feel like you get rewarded when you go through something. You can choose whether something's hard or not. Like 2 people can go through the same thing and someone can think it's like the worst time of their life and some people can think, yeah, but it's fine. I've still got a bed to sleep in. My family is safe. I'm loved. Like I'm happy. I laughed today. I got to do this today. Like it's just perspective, isn't it? So yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. And I'm about to be rewarded for the craziest 2 weeks ever. So what a treat. Thanks for watching this week. I can't remember anything that's happened actually. I'm gonna have to watch it back because I actually have no idea what's happened. But I think it's been an all right week. See you next week when the eclipse season will be over and I will be having the best time.